Hello and welcome to the Faba Group. Today's topic is buckets. What do we mean by buckets? You're going to understand here shortly, but the takeaway we want you to understand with this explanation today is there's a lot of money that you're throwing away every month in your healthcare spend, if you will, either done through your employer, and maybe if you're self-employed, maybe through the program that you have in place. And we're going to show you how to get more in value for a lot less money than what you're currently doing. So sometimes we have to see things several different times, several different ways before the light bulb goes on. The light bulb is you're spending a lot of money on stuff that you shouldn't be. If you want to save money, you're going to love this. If you don't care about money, then this will probably be irrelevant to you. So let's get started. So when we look at our healthcare spend, there's some buckets that we put money into every month. The first bucket really is probably the one that most people get the most nervous about. It's how do we handle the large medical needs? And we know statistically that most of the time we're dealing with small medical stuff. Every so often, depending on what your out-of-pocket expenditure is or your deductible in the insurance world, will determine how often you have a large medical event. If it's more than 500 or more than 1,000, 2,500 or 5,000, we carry up to a 5,000 out-of-pocket expenditure. So anything above that is what we classify as a large medical need. Everything else we say is small stuff, and we'll take care of that, and we'll show you how to do that. So the average family is spending between $1,500 and $2,000 between what their employer is contributing, and their contribution is about $1,500, $2,000 a month. So that is for the large medical needs only, and they're either doing it through health insurance, healthcare sharing, they're doing it through indemnity plans or self-funded models and so on. But we use a healthcare sharing, and we spend a little under $300 a month for that large medical coverage. And I got a black circle around here because I want you to get this analogy. That money is going into the black hole, never to be seen again. When I say never to be seen again, we know that people that are on these plans, and they're there for a reason, they're there for protection, but we know that most of the people are never going to see an equal or greater value of return of what they put into the model. If y'all catch me on that. And the reason we know that is because the health insurance companies, healthcare sharing and so on, if they were paying out more in benefit, meaning they had more claims, if you will, than what receipts were, they would go out of business, they'd go bankrupt, so on and so forth, or they'd have to raise drastically the rates. And from what we can tell, they all seem to be doing pretty good. So that leads us to understand that they're not paying out more in benefit, right? So that component, we're putting money into the black hole, and me being a very conservative tightwad, my idea is if I have to throw money away every month, I'm going to throw the least amount I have to, but have the proper coverage. You all with me on that? Okay, so next, the stuff that we deal with most of the time is really the small stuff. So how do we handle the small stuff? One of them we talked about in the video is called discount plans. And we know, $30 a month for our family, $360 a year. We know if we utilize the program, which we do, between our cash back and our discounts, we're going to more than save the cost of that program on an annual basis. We know that. So this is a net positive for us. The money that we put in, we see more in benefit than than what it cost us. So the next one that we use is our direct pay program. You have to watch the video on this. Is more of a localized in Texas area right now, that by prepaying for our services, we have a group of providers: doctor, dentist, chiropractor, massage therapist, naturopath, homeopath, optometrist, chiropractors, float spas, and we got all kinds of stuff. By prepaying on a monthly basis, I get bigger discounts because of the network that we put together to come see these providers. This is not open nationwide yet, just in our local area right now. So this, by prepaying, I get 20, 30, 40% more in discount because I prepay. Okay, watch the videos on that. Another one that we use is a a health spending account. With the sharing programs, we can't get the tax advantages of a health savings account, so we call it a health spending account. It's basically a checking account that we have signified. It's like the cookie jar that we put money into every month. That we can use for things that are not picked up outside of this. Maybe if we had a medication or a vitamin or something like that we needed to buy, we use it out of this money here. And then we put money into life insurance and critical illness, cancer, stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, some of the biggie health events that maybe we want to use alternative treatment for. We have that cash available because they prepay funds for some of those events. And then the other bucket that we have is what we call the IOU bucket. We're not actually putting money in that bucket unless we have a service that we have to pay for. Let's say, for example, we have a $0 to $5,000 out of pocket. If we had something that cost us $3,500, well, that's a small stuff. If I don't have that money laying around, I can use a credit card, care credits, some kind of a payment plan with the facility or with a doctor. Most all the providers will do some kind of a payment plan with you. So don't get too wigged out on, I don't have that money laying around. Don't worry about it. There's a way to get the bills paid. Just calm down. Have a cool head about this. So that being said, when you look at our cost, our healthcare spend, we're saving $1,200, $1,300, $1,500 a month here, and we take that money back over here. The idea is if I'm going to throw the money away, I want it to be the least amount, and then this money over here, I'm actually paying for benefit, but I actually get to see the benefit that I'm purchasing. I see what my dollar is buying. I become more involved in what the cost of healthcare is. And we talked about this one of our early videos, that healthcare is really not expensive or complicated outside of the institutional model. So this is a non-institutional model, and you can see how very inexpensive healthcare really is. That being said, if you have any questions, reach out to us at the Fabric Group, and we will do our best to get you taken care of. See you on the next videos.